Do you think that the concerns regarding the capital expenditure results were overblown? We heard of a lot of big companies saying they're going to be, aggressively spending.
Well, I think the concerns around returns. We are seeing capex continue to expand at a much faster rate than we previously anticipated. So the question is going to come whether companies and consumers are seeing really the benefits of this spending. We think they are. The question is going to be, where do these returns actually accumulate? Is it on the consumer side? Is it on the company side? But we think the returns are there. And the more important point is the capex is getting spent no matter what. So we are seeing about $200 billion more capex spent than what we originally anticipated, which is basically going to flow directly through the picks and shovels.
And I want to get to the picks and shovels, but first, maybe it depends on what company we're talking about too, right? Like if you look at Google, for example, given their strong cloud business growth, do you think the increase in spending is justified?
So if you look at the mega caps overall, I think the increase is justified for each and every one of them. And the reason is because if you don't spend, you're going to fall behind. So if you actually look at the mega caps, the more the companies spend, the better their position. So Google was among the ones that increased capex the most, and we think they are one of the best positions. Similarly, on the other hand, Microsoft has been actually lagging a little bit in capex spending, and their business is coming under attack. So I think that really the way to look at long-term differentiation is going to be who has the long-term moat, which is really going to be created by who is spending the most.
What was interesting was Meta's stock rose after that company reported that it was going to be spending more. What do you think Meta is doing differently from some of these other bigger companies?
Well, the expectations from Meta were really low, right? So they really surprised to the downside last quarter, and it was really mostly expectations related. I think it's still a show me story. They do need to show equally as much as the other, as the hyperscalers do in terms of getting the returns on investment on this capex spend. But I think the expectations were much lower for Meta than for Amazon, Google, and Microsoft.
What about NVIDIA when we're talking about higher spending, also factoring the potential for a memory chip shortage in that sector? Like, does that affect your investment, do you think, or your opinion of NVIDIA?
Well, I think that companies that were seeing this boom coming were able to secure the supply of memory and other components to be able to meet demand. So we're not so concerned, especially in the near 1 to 2 year time frame in terms of component supply. I think basically the way to think about it is out of this earnings season, we got $200 billion more that are going to flow to NVIDIA and the rest of the value chain. So really, NVIDIA is going to capture the biggest dollar amount of that. But for some of the smaller players, in terms of percentages, they're going to be able to double or triple their revenue in a 2 to 3 year time frame. So really, I think the key is to look down the value chain.
Okay, so 2 to 3 years for some of those companies, because that was going to be my next question, right? Is like, how long do investors have to wait to see the results of some of this spending, and how long do companies have before people kind of lose their patience?
Well, the key is what exactly do you do, right? So if you sell picks and shovels, as in optical components, networking components, or any like memory, for example, you're seeing the benefits today. So you really don't need to be waiting, and you're really at the question there is more like, are you closer to the peak of the cycle or are you in the early innings? So I think this is where we're seeing the real-time returns. Now, a new area for us has been semi-cap equipment. These are companies that benefit from the companies spending on capex, so adding incremental capacity. So as we get further, you're going to need more memory capacity, more logic capacity. This cycle just began last year. So it's something new and something for investors to put on their radar.
In anticipation of NVIDIA's next earnings release, UBS increased its price objective for the business from $2,350 to $2,450 while keeping its buy rating. Analyst consensus strongly supports a buy recommendation at 1.35 for the $4.65 trillion semiconductor behemoth, which is now trading at a P/E ratio of 47.47. According to UBS analyst Timothy Arcuri, the investment firm anticipates that NVIDIA's fiscal fourth quarter revenue would reach roughly $67.5 billion, or roughly $2.5 billion more than the company's projection. This is consistent with NVIDIA's remarkable 65.22% revenue growth over the previous 12 months. Although investors estimate revenue guidance of between $74 and $75 billion, UBS predicts first quarter revenue of about $76 billion. Although possible increased income from China could improve fourth quarter results, the company thinks NVIDIA will probably leave China out of its guidance because the nation has started using more GPUs made domestically. Despite growing investor concerns about margin durability due to anticipated competition threats from Google Broadcom TPU, UBS anticipates that NVIDIA will stick to its 75% gross margin estimate. The firm is expected to discuss these issues during its results call and at its next GTC conference in March. NVIDIA is to invest more than $40 billion to open its first foreign headquarters in Taiwan, according to other recent news. In an agreement with NVIDIA, the city government of Taipei established land royalties for the project at NT $12.2 billion. With a price objective of $235, UBS has reaffirmed its buy rating on NVIDIA stock, pointing to strong Taiwan export data as a sign of promising future financial results. Another news is that Apollo Global Management is very close to a $3.4 billion financing agreement to buy NVIDIA chips for Elon Musk's xAI to lease. This is the company's second significant investment in this sector. New U.S. regulations on chip exports to China have also drawn criticism from NVIDIA, which says the regulations may be overly onerous and hurt demand. Tower Semiconductor's stock has significantly increased since the company also announced a partnership with NVIDIA to create cutting-edge silicon photonics technology for AI data centers. These recent events demonstrate NVIDIA's strategic partnerships and investments, as well as its compliance with global trade laws. Even while other markets were struggling, NVIDIA's shares rose early on Wednesday after an analyst upgrade bolstered confidence in the chipmaker's long-term artificial intelligence posture and profits potential. NVIDIA's stock outperformed major averages, rising almost 1.5% to $191.84. The gains came after UBS analysts raised their price target and kept the company at a buy rating. The near-term setting looks positive, according to UBS analyst Timothy Arcuri, who cited strong supply chain signals and a management team ready to allay market skepticism. The earnings setup here seems positive, especially as we head toward GTC next month, Arcuri wrote in a note to clients, citing mediocre stock performance, supply chain signals that are still bullish, and a management team that appears frustrated with the prevalent doubts about growth and margin sustainability. After years of dominating the AI chip market, investors are now more wary of NVIDIA's growth trajectory and the sustainability of its profits. Demand indicators, according to UBS, are still stable as the company prepares for its next results release. Reiterating his buy recommendation, Arcuri increased his target price for NVIDIA from $235 to $245. Meanwhile, Broadcom, which has contributed to the creation of Google's tensor processing units, or TPUs, has increased its competitive pressure, according to UBS. For a number of years, NVIDIA has dominated the AI hardware market thanks to the growing need for GPUs for training huge language models. However, competition in the training and inference industries has increased as hyperscalers and AI developers look for more affordable options. TPUs are becoming a more popular choice as a compromise between NVIDIA's graphics processing units and conventional core processors. As an interim GPU substitute, TPU has become popular, and we think demand is growing dramatically, Arcuri stated. According to his prediction, Broadcom will ship approximately 3.7 million TPUs this year, with the number expected to increase to over 5 million by 2027. According to UBS, this may help Broadcom make about $60 billion in 2026 and $106 billion in 2027 from AI. In contrast, FactSet data projects that NVIDIA will make over $300 billion in data center sales in its fiscal 2027 year, mostly from GPU sales. With a target price of $475, Arcuri also kept his buy recommendation on Broadcom. According to UBS, NVIDIA might improve its inference position by utilizing technology from Grok, a privately held AI hardware startup. Recently, NVIDIA consented to buy a non-exclusive license for Grok's inference hardware technology. NVIDIA reportedly spent $20 billion for Grok's technology, including benefits packages for new hires, according to a Wall Street Journal story. As investors discuss the competitive threat posed by Google and Broadcom's TPU solutions, Arcuri said worries about the sustainability of gross margins have increased. Although investors have started to doubt the sustainability of these levels given perceived threats from Google Broadcom TPU, we don't see anything in the near future that would cause us to depart from NVIDIA's 75% gross margin guidance range. NVIDIA will undoubtedly address this debate, particularly in light of the Grok deal, he said. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily NVIDIA stock insights and tutorials delivered. NVIDIA has been the subject of intense attention from investors in artificial intelligence, AI, equities every quarter. This is due to the fact that the company has established an empire of AI chips and has demonstrated its capacity to maintain its position in the market over the last few years. Because of its dominant position in the industry, NVIDIA has been producing record profits. Last year, its market valuation soared beyond $4 trillion, making it the largest corporation in the world as investors flocked to buy its stock. It is therefore not unexpected that investors keep an eye out for any updates from NVIDIA that might portend future developments. Companies like Alphabet and Amazon recently announced increased expenditure on AI infrastructure, and analysts believe the AI market will reach trillions of dollars in a few years. However, given their prices, some investors are concerned about the possibility that expenditure could exceed demand and that some stocks won't perform as expected. All of this indicates that investors will probably pay attention to something that occurs on February 25. After that, will NVIDIA's stock skyrocket? Here is what the mounting evidence indicates. Let's quickly review NVIDIA's path thus far before getting started. The business, which was previously mostly known for catering to the video game industry, made an early investment in artificial intelligence, AI. Long before the boom, NVIDIA saw the opportunity for expansion and made the decision to build its graphics processing units, GPUs, or chips, to work with this technology. It was a smart choice since NVIDIA established a strong reputation, gathered knowledge, and assumed leadership. This paved the way for the remarkable earnings growth and exceptional stock performance that we are witnessing on a quarterly basis. The revenue of NVIDIA has increased to double and triple digits, surpassing $130 billion in the most recent fiscal year. Over the past 5 years, the stock has increased 1,200%. This leads me to the February 25th event. That is NVIDIA's full year and fourth quarter earnings report for fiscal 2026. According to Goldman Sachs, NVIDIA will announce quarterly sales of over $2 billion more than Wall Street's prediction of $55 billion. As demand for NVIDIA's chips and systems has increased recently, sometimes even outpacing supply, the company has a history of exceeding expectations. Furthermore, we have cause for optimism in light of recent hints from NVIDIA and other businesses. For instance, Colette Kress, the finance chief at NVIDIA, stated early this year that demand is still rising and that income from AI products from the previous year through the end of 2026 is expected to exceed a $500 billion prediction. Additionally, cloud firms that provide clients with NVIDIA chips for AI workloads have reported increased demand, which has led them to increase their infrastructure investments. Although there is always a chance that NVIDIA will let investors down, the majority of the data points to a promising earnings release in the near future. Let's now examine whether stock performance will be affected by this. Other AI providers, ranging from the cloud players I previously mentioned to Advanced Micro Devices, a partner chip creator, have reported AI demand and produced notable increase in recent weeks. However, these players' stock values have frequently dropped right following their extremely favorable reports. For instance, Amazon fell 5.4% and AMD fell 17% within a single trading session. NVIDIA's previous financial statements. Additionally, a review of NVIDIA's previous 11 earnings reports reveals that the price dropped 6 times in the week that followed these announcements. Given its past performance, NVIDIA's stock is marginally more likely to fall than rise, if history is to be believed. Therefore, the information that has been accumulating indicates that the stock may not go higher, even if NVIDIA releases an outstanding earnings report. However, there is some good news for stockholders of NVIDIA. This only pertains to the short term, even if there is no evidence to support the notion of a gain. In the long run, NVIDIA's dominance in the AI market, emphasis on innovation, and general projections for AI demand and development present a highly promising picture. Over the long term, NVIDIA's stock performance might be tremendous if its earnings continue to soar upward each quarter. The leaders of firms like NVIDIA, Alphabet, and OpenAI have stated that there is no possibility that we are in an AI bubble. That may be the case if the United States is the center of the AI cosmos. The Semaphore headline, meanwhile, states that China's AI sector is preparing for a crucial week. Some journalists and analysts of the tech sector concur. What's in China? The January publication of DeepSeek's AI models may have been another surprise. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang described the company's R1 reasoning model as fantastic and truly a gift to the global AI business, as his company's shares plummeted amid concerns that the U.S. lacked a clear AI lead. He added that additional processing power was required for it to succeed. Maybe he was implying that NVIDIA chips were required. The promise of DeepSeek was and remains that it was created at a fraction of the price of the leading software AI companies in the United States. Since then, Chinese enterprises have not released any significant new products. The rate at which Chinese AI models are released, however, may vary. A stealth model has emerged, while advancements by Alibaba's Qwen 3.5 and Jipu's GLM5 aim to spur domestic competition following releases by U.S. heavyweights, according to the South China Post. How Chinese advancements stack up against U.S. disclosures is unknown to anyone outside of China. The problem of sophisticated chips is another. NVIDIA's Blackwell chips have long been regarded as cutting-edge. Even though they are offshore in locations like Singapore, there are rumors that some of these have been made available to the Chinese. The H200, NVIDIA's second most potent chip, might be available in China. But the U.S.-China trade conflict will determine how that agreement develops in the future. Whether China has created cutting-edge AI chips on its own is another matter. The Huawei Ascend 910C is one among these. Most people think this isn't comparable to American goods. However, nobody can predict how quickly that might alter. China frequently borrows the best technology from the United States. Perhaps something as basic as electricity poses the biggest threat to the United States from China. Energy is a key factor in the search for locations for AI data centers in America. In more recent times, there has been conflict in regions of the nation where data centers are not accessible. Regarding this, Jensen Huang has a viewpoint. China's electrical capacity is double that of the United States. The lead is expanding rapidly. China may excel in energy infrastructure where it lacks technological superiority. It does not reside in America, which is the only danger facing the US AI industry. The majority of Americans overestimate their level of readiness and significantly underestimate their retirement needs. However, statistics reveal that those who have one habit save more than twice as much as those who don't. And no, it has nothing to do with saving more money, cutting back on your lifestyle, clipping coupons, or even raising your income. Compared to all of that, it is far more powerful and simple. To be honest, considering how simple the habit is, it's surprising that more people don't follow it. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.